Welcome everyone, I'm the University, and this is Langrisser Mobile. It's another month, so another banner and some other updates. So on the other updates front, Christiane has an inscription talent now. Increases HP and magic defense by 5%, and whenever she casts her 3C skill, she automatically gets Fallen Petals and Holy Shield for 2 rounds. So essentially, Holy Shield, which it provided the description of, but essentially gives 10% magic defense when in battle. And then Fallen Petals makes it so she takes reduced melee damage and increases her essentially her counterattack damage, which does even more if the target is below 100% health. But more importantly is if any units at all die while this is active, she actually drops effulgence stacks, which is a nice way to, well, it's another way to drop effulgence, which is always annoying to have. On the exclusive front, we have 2 new exclusives. One of them is for Sword and Light and Shadow. As soon as my cat gets out of the way. Alright. So, she has new armor. Intertwine Wishes increases HP and defense by 5%, and when fighting an enemy that resists deadly damage, in other words, a unit that can self-res, it gets increased offensive and defensive stats by 10%. And when triggering resist deadly damage, it generates a soul scrap at the current location. So let's see. I don't know if this is referencing her triggering her own, or if it's actually triggering someone else's, as in, because usually she gets soul scraps from killing units. So I don't know if this is just a situation where if you kill something that can self-res and they proc the self-res, it spawns a soul scrap. Either way, it's useful. I need to do more enchants on it because the numbers aren't exactly the best, but it's a very good armor and was better than what I was currently using on her. The other exclusive is for Polyol, which is right here, which is a helmet. 10% defense. For each skill on cooldown, she does 10% increased damage, which is pretty crazy. Usually you'll go with some sort of setup like this, so more likely you'll at least get 10% extra damage. I mean, if you went full offense, I suppose you can get up to 20%. Anyway, also technically I guess you can go up to 30% and just be able to only have regular attacks. After causing the enemy to trigger a displacement effect, you gain a command aura that reduces within 2 blocks that causes reduced healing for 1 turn, which is pretty crazy. That just goes really well with her kit as far as just being a rush AoE type character. So pretty neat. Besides that, I don't believe there's any new training things as far as I know. I think they kind of clumped them all together. Anyway. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by my cat. Alright, let me get my notes here so I can keep track of how badly I'm doing. So, new banner. And this one's significant for many reasons. We got Isolde and Jace. We're going to need both of them for bonds, but of course our main target is going to be Isolde. Jace is going to be absolutely hell to deal with in Apex. So, to be honest, I'm more concerned about him than Isolde. So let's get started. Our luck in the previous banner was pretty good. Actually, the past couple have been pretty decent. So we'll see how it goes. This is definitely, Isolde is definitely a character I do want to star up. She's a mythical faction buffer, so it'll be my first female mythical faction buffer, which is great. She's essentially like a better Oboro, I guess you can say. I mean, I guess you can, as far as the trade-off, Oboro generally needs more actions to cook to get all her abilities active. But she can do it while moving around instead of sitting in one place charging up like Oboro does. She also kind of has a lot of kind of overall flexibility. She does have, she does get extra, the ability to guard bypass, She even has a way of doing healing, which is pretty crazy. She's definitely someone that'll probably be pretty high on the ban priorities. But the other guy, Jace, is really bad for groups that tend to use tanks like me. He has his 3 Seek and Guard bypass, but only if the target has a magic defense debuff, which he can automatically guarantee, even through immunity. So that was 70 pulls.
Yo, 俺はジェイス。女神の大公社をやってる。せっかくだし、君の旅にお供させてよ、指揮官。
So we got Jace, which we did need one, but getting him first is generally bad, because now I'm going to get duplicates of him. Avatar of Hope, the conduit of the mortal world who protects life in the midst of disaster. Alright, so I'm expecting to get a bunch of Jaces, which I'm not going to enjoy. But essentially, he has a AoE that puts out special terrain, very similar to another character. I can't remember her name off the top of my head. She's not used in Apex, but essentially, it's a little black hole thing that he puts out, and it slows down movement trying to get out of it. And at the end of your action, if you're still within 2 blocks of the center, you'll get teleported towards the center. And while you're in that thing's range, you have a magic debuff. It's an aura, so you can't be immune to it. And the special, wormhole terrain it does is high priority, so there's not an easy way to get rid of it either. So essentially, what he does is he'll teleport in, throw that AoE out, and his talent allows him to set up teleport points that he can teleport back to. Kind of similar to something like, what was it? So it's kind of similar to something like Omega or I guess SP Matthew. Alright.
トイバールの明日を救うために来たのなら、私はそれに応えよう。
Alright, so far we're a little behind on rate, but not too much. But I would like to get multiple copies if I can. True Dragon of World Blessing, the manifestation of Tolavar's will. The one true dragon that protects all beings. Alright, let's keep going. Alright, we're going to go ahead and speedrun the rest of these. Because something tells me it's going to be a lot of them. Another Isolde, and that was at 50. But yeah, his teleport back thing is really, really annoying. Because he essentially, he can set him up anywhere he ends his turn. And he can have multiples of them. So he just kind of, he has his own built-in hit and run that's more effective than something that Omega can do. Because it's not restricted to when he starts. Holy cow, I did both. Jason is all day. That was within 20. So at this point we're at 4 stars. Alright, let's keep going. We'll see how it goes. So yeah, he can just, once he does his first round, He can just run out. He has his own self-teleport that allows him to move and act again. Teleport within range, AoE, revert back to his previous location. And then do it again the following round to do a assassinate. Also, Jace has teleport, which gives him even more utility, because then he can start teleporting other people. Lost count. Something tells me this will be a pity. But yeah, I'm more concerned about Jace simply because I tend to be a slow-moving tank group. And like I mentioned, he has his own self-teleport. It's limited to like defensive terrain and stuff, but there's defensive terrain in all the maps. So it literally doesn't provide much protection. It's not really a limitation, we'll put it that way. It's rather long range too. Oh, hello, Isolde. I don't know if that was pity or not. It might have been. Alright, we're up to 5 stars. Alright. Keep doing some more. If I can save myself shards for later, that'll be preferable. Next banner after this one is a caster, which I'm probably not going to be using, but she has... I've been seeing what she can do in the Chinese server, and it's pretty cool. She can center her AoEs on like people that and allies and people she's marked. She also has some additional utility with some healing and mobility up, I think. So yeah, I may have to be... I'll have to kind of play it by ear and see what my opponents decide to pick first. Alright, Jace. I was within 80, I think, summons. Alright, let's keep it going. So yeah, next banner will have a female character. The following one, I think, is the Guyver collab. And I don't have interest in any of those characters. I don't watch Guyver, and I'm pretty sure none of those characters are female. Another Jace. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so we need 150 shards still. But like I said, I don't really have much else planned. I don't plan on 6-starring the characters that on the next banner. So I'm okay with burning some crystals at this point. After the collab, I believe it's was it Future Imelda or whatever she is. She will definitely be useful. Though finding space for her will definitely be a challenge. Another Jace, yeah, that's what I was afraid of. Well, 1, 2. Now I have more Jaces than Isoldes now. Bit unfortunate. I may use this opportunity to save up some of those conversion fragments you can get from this. Oh, Isolde. Alright. Okay. Down they're tied again. So it's at least equal. It's not really bad luck when they both have the exact same rate. Another Jace. I think that was at 30. Another Jace. So he might hit 6 stars before Isolde does. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In fact, he is 6 stars right now. So one way or the other, I'm gonna get what I want soon. Alright, so let's see. Yeah, that's exactly what I needed. Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and pull and see if I can get a fragment. Because it could be useful for later. When I have poor luck. Isolde. Okay. Well, I have 6 stars of both characters. So there's that, I guess. Alright, 7, 11. I'm just counting this up. Give me 1 moment. Okay, the average is within, I was averaging an SSR every 39 summons, which is not bad. Definitely used up a lot of my batch of crystals, but that's fine, that's what it's there for. I will be doing a separate video going over awakenings and all that, so for right now I am just going to do this real quick and show what I'll be doing with the box. So, first things first, we're tagging out Kaguya. Fortunately, she's going to be all the way on the bottom, isn't she? Yep, so I'll be grabbing her. And the other thing we're also going to be changing is I'm going to have to say with a heavy heart that I'm going to be kicking out Pyrotes. The biggest issue with Pyrotes is she's stuck with SR stats. And since she's a collab character, there's a pretty high chance she's never going to get a exclusive to help her out. And there's a pretty decent chance that she's not going to be getting an inscription enchant anytime soon. Or an inscription talent, rather, anytime soon. And essentially, she's a worse Tatalia. Pyrotes, with her talent, technically gets a higher percentage bonus with her attack, and also with her skill. But Tatalia has a higher base attack stat, which means even with a lower percentage, she still beats out Pyrotes' attack, and doesn't have to hurt herself in the process. The only thing that Pyrotes really has over Tatalia is a lot more skill, but you don't really need a lot of skill when you have when Tatalia's kit automatically provides an additional crit percentage. The thing that really hurts Pyrotes is the fact that her move Act Again is a 2-point skill. Her quick step requires 2 skill points, while Tatalia's 3 move Act Again that goes with her talent kit is only a 1 cost, and so that allows Tatalia to actually bring 2 different offensive skills. With the kit I have set up for Tatalia, technically Pyrotes also has the ability of Sly Stride that allows her to move after it kills, but Tatalia also has access to Sly Stride, so I could just give that to her if I was really concerned about something like that. But also with her exclusive, Tatalia can literally make herself stealthed for a round when she uses her 3C, so it's really kind of a non-issue. So with that, I am going to go ahead and drop Pyrotes, and I am going to go ahead and bring back Sword and Light and Shadow. Around this time, Sword and Light and Shadow in Chinese servers does go infantry, and that's mainly because of a certain accessory that allows additional mobility. But really, I just need another body that's a little bit more durable than Pyrotest, and it's also more capable of killing the bulky bruisers that tend to rush me down. So I'm down a few assassins, but I still have plenty of assassins to work with. Tatalia, I still have, of course. Why can't I remember her name all of a sudden? Salvaria. Salvaria, I have those as kind of my primary ones, but I also have characters that can guard, negate guard. So we have, of course, Grinshield. We still have Namiya, once I actually figure out how to use her kit properly. And then, like I mentioned, Isolde can guard bypass as well. So I still have plenty of assassins if I do want to bring an assassin, but now I have at least a few more characters that are a bit more threatening to a lot of the meta units out there, especially in the case of Sword and Light Shadow, who can actually negate self-resing, assuming I don't let them have Rose and Seal. So with that, this is going to probably be our kit for now. And when we come back, I will have when we come back, I'll have Isolde up and running. And we'll do the Awakenings for her. So I'm the Depressed Dealer, this is Langrisser Mobile, and I'll see you guys in a bit.